In this presentation, I'll be talking to you about why you should visit Indiana. I'll start off by talking about characteristics of the state. Indiana has a very large and diverse culture. Indiana primarily is a state of the Amish and farmers. It is mainly a conservative state as well. It also has strong ties to Native Americans, which is partly why the state is called Indiana, though most of the modernization of the state takes place in the state's capital, Indianapolis, or that's where most of the diversity comes from, because it's the biggest city. Now going on to things that you could do in the state, there are vast amounts of museums. There are hundreds of museums across the state that represent the arts, history, culture, and sports of Indiana. The largest hub for this is in Indianapolis, where there are museums such as the Children's Museum, Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum, Indianapolis Museum of Art, Indiana State Museum, and much more. Although this is where many of them are, the locations expand from Indianapolis to Napanee to Cutler, all over the state. Also attached to this slide, I put a video exploring one of the biggest museums in the state. There are also many historical sites in Indiana. No visit to Indiana is complete without a visit to one of its most important historic sites in Indiana. The Soldiers and Sailors Monument in Indianapolis was the first in the United States to be dedicated to the common soldier. Also in Indiana, there's the Corydon Capital State Historic Site, which commemorates many of the state's most significant events, including the drafting of the first state constitution. And on the right are pictures of both the Soldiers and Sailors Monument and the Corydon Capital State Historic Site. Along with places to go, there's also many places to eat, which is my favorite. But also here there is St. Elmo's Steakhouse, which has served up delicious flavors for 100+ years and is voted as one of the best steakhouses in America. You won't want to miss the delicious steaks and incredible shrimp cocktails. And there's also, as Indiana's largest Amish-style family restaurant, there's Das Dutchman Essenhaus, which is the definition of destination dining. Their generations-old recipes allows you to share a special meal with your loved ones. Don't leave without picking up a sweet treat from their bakery. And on the right are items from both of these restaurants. There are also many prestigious colleges in Indiana. One of them, probably one of the most popular, is Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a Catholic research university in Notre Dame, Indiana, which is north of South Bend. The university offers programs in 5 schools, including the colleges of Arts and Letters, Architecture, Engineering, Sciences, and the Mendoza College of Business. But obviously there are many other colleges, including all of the Indiana universities, which includes Indiana University of South Bend. There are also many fun things to do, more family-friendly, which includes amusement parks. Along with this, considering the park is located in the town of Santa Claus, you can probably guess right off the bat that Holiday World and Splash and Safari is going to be a fun place. A combination of amusement park and water park, this place has been around since 1946 and continues to draw international attention today. And these are pictures of the many rides that you can go on at the park. You can't have amusement parks without water parks. After expanding in 2005, Deep River Water Park is northern Indiana's largest water park. The park offers a variety of entertaining activities and rides suited for everyone, from toddlers to grandparents. Don't miss the park's latest addition, the Kraken, a thrilling 6-lane mat slide racer ride that guests will love. What's notable about Freedom Springs? Pretty much everything. With an array of blue and red slides, a lazy river, and a splash pad designed for young children, families in the Indianapolis area are delighted in visiting Freedom Springs. Now, along with water parks, there's also many beaches, which are more like a summer thing to do in Indiana. But one of them is the Indiana Dunes State Park, which is a natural wonderland located in the northwest portion of the state. It really is one of the best must-visit beaches in Indiana, and boasts more than 2,000 acres of rugged shorelines, white sand, dazzling vistas, and sweeping dunes for those looking for a little challenge. There's also plenty of room for frolicking families to picnic and soak in the Indiana outdoors. Along with this, another beach is Pokagon Beach, and it's a beautiful little spot with a sandy little shore that's perfect for enjoying some fun in the sun. And here's some examples of what those beaches look like. Now, if you like beaches, you sure love state parks. One of them is Chain Lake State Park. It's called this because the park contains a chain of lakes, 13 lakes to be exact, with 9 connected via a central waterway. This state park is open to boaters, campers, fishing enthusiasts, swimmers, hikers, and pretty much anyone wishing to retreat into the wilderness for a quiet afternoon. There's also Patoka Lake, which is located in Orange, Du Bois, and Crawford counties. And it's a gorgeous spot in southern Indiana, as you can see by the photo on the bottom of the screen. There are also many zoos that you can visit in Indiana. One of the main ones is the Indianapolis Zoo in Indianapolis, because it's a perfect place to visit with children to help them discover and see animals from different ecosystems. And it is the ideal attraction for people of all ages who can spend the day at their own pace, wandering through the various exhibits and trying out new experiences, like swimming with the dolphins at the zoo. The incredible Potawatomi Zoo is also another one that's more around our area in South Bend, and it is also one of the oldest zoos in Indiana. There are also aquariums that can be visited. The Indianapolis Zoo has what is known as its ocean buildings, which hold its aquarium. The ocean section is meant to be seen as its own biome, and you can explore the rich educational opportunities they offer. In addition to the oceans exhibit, there is also the St. Vincent Dolphin Pavilion. This holds a viewing dome. Stand in awe and watch as the dolphins swim above and around you in the water. Their lithe bodies, skilled and playful. And there's an example of the dolphins in the aquarium. Now, since we're getting on October, there's also haunted houses that you can go to. One of them is Stillwell Manor, and it is an interactive haunt in an abandoned movie theater. They have announced that 2023 will be their last year in their current location, so you want to take advantage of it. Another one of them is Piney Acres Scream Farm, which offers 3 haunted attractions across 70 acres. They open on September 29th, and are you ready to brave the haunted loft, Cornstalker's Haunted Trail, and the Labyrinth Corn Maze? And on the right are different Scream actors in their different costumes at each of those locations. And if you're not into the outdoors or you're not into the haunted stuff, then there's also sports. From June 15th to the 23rd, 2024, Indy hosts the U.S. Olympic team trials for swimming that decides the team traveling to the games in Paris, France. Brickyard Weekend, August 11th through 13th, is an event race fans don't want to miss as it's full of history and tradition. The 3-day weekend consists of the IndyCar practice qualifiers for the Gallagher GP, IndyCar and NASCAR Xfinity doubleheader race day, and the Verizon 200 with the NASCAR series. But there are also many lakes that you can go visit in Indiana also. Clear Lake is an 800-acre natural lake that was formed in a depression gouged by the glass glacier to cover the region. The waters of the resulting lake are so clear that you can see all the way to the bottom of the lake and see critters like turtles and bottom-feeding carp. Around 5 minutes away from Barbie Lake, Tippecanoe Lake, affectionately called Lake Tippy by the locals, was formed by the same glacier that made the Barbie Lake chain. And then these are my source cited. Thank you.